Riff number 14 is called Wicked Cool. This is from Nuno Betancourt, the guy in Extreme. They played some very happening funk rock, and this riff is total proof. Let's do it. Here we go. Wicked Cool is indeed an extreme riff, not meaning that it's extremely crazy and hard and tough. It is a little challenging. It's from the band Extreme that featured Nuno Betancourt. Yeah, these guys were definitely, I guess maybe a borderline glam rock metal band, but they had this funk rock thing going and they were very good at it. In fact, there were a lot of bands around the late 80s, early 90s that were doing stuff like this. Bang Tango, I Mother Earth, Mindfunk. All these guys were doing this stuff, but nobody did it better than these guys. They just had it going on. The band had a great swing to it, and Nuno is, come on. So we're going to check out something here from Get the Funk Out. That's in G minor. It starts off with what looks like a G chord, more of a G5 because I'm not playing a third. And I am playing just the 1 and 5 of it, but I'm very specific about the fact that I'm playing the root and the top two notes. That's all I'm playing. Nothing in between, no open strings, no nothing. Following that is some work on the low E string. And if you notice, I'm freeing it up as if I'm, playing chords and playing more of a funk rhythm like that. But it's just a single note. So you have to make sure that just in case you hit other strings, which you probably will, that you don't hear them. And again, that there has to be muting in place. And again, it's the fret hand first finger that is doing that job for you. It's just laying over the rest of them as you play that melody. Now, when I play that open E to go back into, of course, you're not going to be fretting anything, and your first finger, it's kind of hard for it to cut out everything because you don't want to get too close to the E string because you need to ring it. So what I would do, and what I do, is aim more just for playing the E string in that particular instance. Make sure I hit that. But my first finger is sitting there giving me a backup insurance policy there to make sure that you only hear what I want you to hear. So, like a lot of these funk riffs are kind of split in half. That's the first half of it. It does that twice. Now, the second half of it, this is where it gets fun. It goes into the 4 chord. And what's happening here is we're going to drop down in the downbeat and play a root, just like the riff starts with, but we're not going to do any chord partial or anything like that. It's just a big fat quarter note. And then from there, we're gonna go through this very cool riff idea. So B2 is simple, and then right after that, we got this very cool instance that happens on the 5th and 3rd string. So you have a skip in between. You're not doing anything with 4th string yet. So the idea is this. So I keep playing this small motif that resolves here, there, and over there. So what you're doing is kind of outlining, a typical dominant 7, add 4 type of thing, but in single notes and, more with a funk rock swagger. I started off with a slide and then a grace note slide. So the first one is in time, and it's a half-step slide. And then that same half-step slide turns into a hammer-on. There is a difference. It does have a sound. And it also facilitates the flow of the riff. They're kind of necessary to do when they're to be done. So the first one is the slide, because you're coming out of this. And you got to do a slide there. You really can't get to the hammer-on cleanly. I mean, you could if you really try, but just do the slide. And then the hammer-on. Grace note slide, and another hammer-on. And then from there, we get the little stabs here of sixteenths, and they are syncopated. So you just hear, you have the rest in between. We haven't seen a lot of that where we're playing off the offbeats, the second and fourth 16th, the ones that are not the downbeat and the upbeat. That's a big part of playing funk. But in funk rock riffs, you don't see it as much, but it does come in as it does here. So once we get around to that, this last 5/6 instance, 5th degree, 6th degree, rolls us right back into the beginning. The tempo is at 108, and it's for this particular thing, 108 is not that quick, and it's kind of around that zone that a lot of funk rock riffs are, mid to high 90s and around here. But given what's going on in here, it's a little tricky. So take it slow, be patient with it, and make sure your muting is in place, because that's really important here, especially for the first 2 bars, where to make sure you get the separation that you're supposed to have in the quiet elements. And then from there, you got to syncopate all that great stuff over the 4 chord. Fun riff, very cool. Excellent job, Nuno. Great stuff. All right, that's riff number 14. So that brings up number 15. Let's get to it.